If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or any cheap PC games, use the referral link in the description. It will take you over to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods, and if you use the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well. Hey guys, how's it going? Cheers back again and welcome to episode number 28 of the Chelsea Career Mode here on FIFA 16. This is going to be the season roundup episode. If you missed last Friday's video, which was the Champions League final live, definitely check that video out first. I don't want to be spoiling anything for you guys if you haven't watched either that video or the BPL season finale video, although you can see the league table on your screen, so it's kind of spoiled in that regard. So check that Champions League video first if you haven't seen it, but as was the case with the Wolfsburg series, we'll have a season roundup here. We'll have a look at how things went down in the competitions we are involved in, who will be joining us from the larger European leagues around Europe in the Champions League next season, and obviously we'll have a final squad report of the season as well to see who's been growing and kind of half discuss what our plans are for next season as well. Obviously feel free to leave me transfer suggestions in the comment section down below, but perhaps wait until we've gone through the squad report and you've heard my thoughts on the players that we've currently got before you potentially offer me any suggestions with that regard. But first off, competitions that we're involved in. Obviously, if you enjoyed today's episode, then make sure you drop it a like rating and subscribe if you haven't already. But we finished third in the BPL, obviously. It's behind Arsenal in second, not fourth, and Manchester United, who won the title by a full 8 points. We were 12 points behind United, although we did lose 2 games less. We just drew a handful more. As you can see, 14 draws. Same as Spurs in fifth. We got 2 extra wins than they did, which is obviously where the extra 6 points come from. For Spurs in the Europa League, there's a shock. Arsenal not in fourth, which is a genuine shock. And Watford, Bournemouth and Southampton get relegated. Did not expect Southampton to be down there at all. And they went down on goal difference with Norwich, as we mentioned in the end of the BPL finale episode. But obviously we won the Community Shield at the beginning of the season on penalties, 7-6, JT scoring the winning penalty in that particular competition. The FA Cup, we were knocked out quite early on, as you can see there, the round of 16 by Manchester City, who eventually lost to their City rivals, Man United, on penalties, who then obviously went on, as you can see, to win the FA Cup 2-1 over West Brom. So they did the double this year, Man United, with the BPL and the FA Cup. West Ham won the Capital One Cup on penalties against Arsenal. We went out in the quarterfinals to Arsenal in that competition, eventual losing finalists. That's obviously the pre-season invitational tournament that we were involved in. We didn't get out the group stages of that one, but we were victorious in the Champions League with that 2-0 victory over Barcelona last Friday. Really pleased with that as well. That was the first live final that we've done all year so far on FIFA 16, and I was delighted to come away with a 2-0 victory as Chelsea against Barca. So really pleased with that. And Monaco won the Europa League 4-3 on penalties against Tottenham. So Spurs finished fifth. Could have qualified for the Champions League had they won the Europa League, but they lost the final on penalties. So GG Tottenham, unlucky boys. Obviously Euro 2016 is underway currently, and Germany are top of their group. I'm just looking for England. England are top of their group with 2 wins. So they've beaten Spain, or actually no, they might not have beaten Spain. They've beaten either Spain and Czech Republic, but have definitely beaten Romania. So we'll have to wait and see. Everybody's beaten Romania, but England look like they're going to go through in that group, which is brilliant. But I'm not really too fussed about Euro 2016 when I'm not involved in the competition at all with being a manager of any of the national sides. So look at the player stats. Golden Boot goes to Wilfred Boney of Manchester City with 17 goals. Our highest goal scorer is not on that list. Mambaram Diouf there with 14. Where's the first Chelsea? There we go. Eden Hazard with 8. Now, I did complain halfway through the season that Hazard wasn't scoring enough goals for me, but clearly managed to pick things up in the second half of the season and was our top BPL goal scorer with 8 goals there. Assist-wise, any Chelsea names there? Victor Moses is there, but obviously that was whilst out on loan at West Ham. Ramirez got 5 assists. Paul Pogba got 5 assists. That's good. Pogba had a very good season for us, actually. And there was one other name there down the bottom as well, Willian with 4. That's good. And clean sheets, Thibaut Courtois with 18. So in this series and the Wolfsburg series, we got more clean sheets than anybody else. So clearly, defensively, I'm okay, although my ability to defend is definitely questionable, as many of you have noticed throughout the series and throughout this season. To be fair, I've not been very good at defending ever on FIFA, whether it be this year, FIFA 15, or FIFA 14, or FIFA 13, or even FIFA 12. But let's have a quick look and see who's going to be joining us from the Championship. It's going to be Middlesbrough who won the Championship by full 10 points. Shame they didn't do that in the My Player. Otherwise, we might be staying at Middlesbrough in the My Player. But obviously, as you will have found out over the weekend, if you watched that series, Middlesbrough only finished 8th in that series. So we will be moving on from Middlesbrough in the My Player. Hull City would be joining them as well after finishing second, getting that other automatic spot. And one of QPR, Forest, Reading and Sheffield Wednesday will join us in the Barclays Premier League next season. Just out of curiosity, want to see where Cambridge came 8th. Okay, fair enough. Not the best of seasons, although 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th are in the playoff spots, and they were 3 points away from the playoffs. Oh well, never mind Cambridge, well played. PSG win the league in France, and Marseille comes second, Monaco third, Lyon fourth, which is better than they did in the Wolfsburg series. They came like 8th or 9th, I think, in that series. FC Bayern win the Bundesliga in Germany, with Bayer Leverkusen, interestingly, second. Wolfsburg third, matching our result from the Wolfsburg series as well, with Dortmund in 4th and Schalke 5th. So same top 5 teams as was the case in the Wolfsburg series, but in a different order. I think it went Bayern, Dortmund, ourselves, Schalke and Leverkusen in the Dortmund series, in the Wolfsburg series. In Italy, shock, Juventus win the league. Inter, though, finishing second. That's a very good season for Inter Milan, and they'll get Champions League football next year, as will Napoli and Roma. I think it's a top 4 in Italy, although again, I may be mistaken. I always forget. Ajax win the Eredivisie. In Portugal, Sporting win the league ahead of Porto and Benfica. That's especially with a gap of 8 points as well. That's a turn up for the books. In Russia, Zenit win. No real surprise there. Scotland, Celtic win. Definitely even less of a surprise there. Huge margin of victory, though, for Barcelona in La Liga. Only one defeat in the league this year, and they win the league by 14 points ahead of Atleti, who were a single point ahead of Real, who were a further 8 points ahead of Valencia. So they will be the sides joining us from the Spanish leagues in the Champions League next season. So we'll end with a squad report, and actually let's have a quick look at the youth players. I'll show you the players that I've got currently in the youth setup. We have a Daisy Gray, who's a right midfielder, only 4'9" currently, but you presume he will grow. Looks fairly promising, 80 to 86 potential. This guy, Jose Oshilaya, perhaps? I don't know. He's English, though. Not necessarily the most English of names, to be completely honest, but 75 to 89, his potential. So could be average, could be world-class. We will find out with extra couple of months' worth of play from him. 78 to 92 is the potential of Rene Bubala, German striker, although he says he's physically strong, and he is physically strong. 76 strength already, although not the fastest, so time will tell when it comes to how good he's going to be. And then we have Simon Klunter, who's already quite fast at the age of 17. 81 acceleration, 73 sprint speed, 83 curve as well, so should be pretty good at free kicks. What's his free kick accuracy? 58, but 83 curve should help improve that. But he's a right winger as well, so he's taller than 4'9" at least. He's 5'8", so I'm tempted to bring him up to the first team, although we may just leave him in the youth squad for a little bit longer and give him some more training on the training field. We do have quite a few players that we've been training up quite well this year, and we'll have a look at the squad. Actually sort it by position, I think, so that you can see who we've got in each position so far this season and looking into the next. Obviously, Courtois was our best goalkeeper this year, 24 clean sheets in 47 games. Really pleased with him. No growth overall, although his physical stats have gone up, so I mean that's surely a good thing. Santoso has been a revelation on the training ground. 16 years of age, 70 rated, up 11 overall this season. Reflexes and positioning both up 20. And as you can see, he's probably going to be a very, very good goalkeeper next year if we continue to train him. So I'm tempted. How tall is he, out of curiosity? He is 6'4" with a 5-star weak foot. I'm tempted to let Begovic go. He is very unhappy, and I'd be tempted to let Begovic go. Have Lorenzo Santoso as my backup keeper with Thibaut Courtois there. Let Blackman go as well, and Bradley Collins can either go out on loan or get sold again. So that's the situation at present. Obviously, Begovic played 15 games for us this season, getting 8 clean sheets. He did okay, but clearly very unhappy the amount of games he's been playing. But when Thibaut Courtois is as good as he is, you can kind of understand why Thibaut's been playing. But never mind, we'll push on. At right back, we currently have Igor Smolnikov. I have been playing Azpilicueta at right back as well, obviously. Smolnikov was a signing that wasn't very well received, to be honest, by you guys in the comment section, but he was very, very good for me this year, and I was I'm still very pleased that I brought him in. He's been rock solid for us. Really pleased with him. Kevin Ristel has high potential as well at right back, so I'll be training him up quite a bit in the second season. Maybe even sending a lot of these youngsters out on loan this year rather than trying to train them all up myself just to get them some first team experience. Gary Cahill is unhappy, feels he's underpaid. I'm tempted to sell Gary Cahill on this year. He's 30 years of age. Presumably his stats will start to drop soon. Didn't play that well for us. Kept 20 clean sheets in 38 games, but only an average rating of 6.4. And with Kurt Zouma and John Stones coming on quite well each, as you can see here, then I'm tempted to let Gary Cahill go and maybe call Thomas Callas up to the first team rotation as well. So we'd let Gary Cahill go, get a decent amount of money for him, and give Thomas Callas some first-team football. Papi Djulaboji, I'm really unsure about. I'm thinking I'm probably going to let him go. I wasn't keen on using him this year, to be completely honest. John Terry obviously continues to drop in ratings. I'm not going to sell JT on, but unfortunately he's just not quite able to hold down a first team spot for me. In real life, he's fine, but in FIFA, he's just not quite fast enough. I know pace isn't as important this year, but 31 acceleration and 32 sprint speed just doesn't quite cut it, unfortunately. We do have Jake Clark-Salto, who's out on loan currently. He will probably go out on loan or get sold again. Kenneth Omoruo is currently on loan at Kasim Pasa. I think he'll come back this year. I'm not sure whether that's a 2-year loan deal or not. If it is a 2-year loan deal, then obviously he'll stay out on loan. If it isn't, then he may find himself with some first-team football. Although I think I really want to start with Kurt Zouma and John Stones as my starting centre-back pairing next year, with Thomas Callas' rotation. And if we get Cahill go, perhaps we should bring in a world-class centre-back and drop Stones to the bench. Maybe. It's undecided as of yet. And then obviously Kenneth Omoruo, we could maybe send out on loan again, or I really don't know. He's not quite good enough to cut it yet. As you can see, only 72 stand tackles, 69 slide tackles. So I'm really not sure what to do with him, to be honest. Left back, though, we have Gaia and Baba, and obviously Azpilicueta was solid for us this year at right back. Played loads of games, was really, really good for us. Jose Gaia played loads of games, was really, really good for us. Delighted with his growth this season as well, up to and growing everywhere as far as I can tell. Baba was decent as well. He didn't have as much football as he may have wanted, but still only 21 years of age at 79 rated. These two are two of the best prospects at left back in world football, so really pleased with those. Nemanja Matic was rock solid for us this year. 4 goals, 3 assists for him. Absolutely fantastic CDM, one of the best in world football himself, 86 rated overall. Now Ramirez is a great squad player to have, and he played a lot of games for us this year as well. As you can see, 44 games, no goals, but 6 assists, so pleased with that. Mario Pasalic will go back out on loan unless this is a 2-year loan deal, in which case he'll just stay out on loan at Monaco. Tico Masonda, his contract expires, and I'm going to be letting him leave the club. Not keen on keeping him. Willian is amazing for us, 2 goals, 7 assists. I felt like he'd been more involved in that when it came to the goal scoring side of things, but he's unbelievable, so good, brilliant on the ball, and he is heavily involved in all of my attacking plays, so definitely keen on keeping Willian at the club. Jack Mattock has potential of the late 80s, early 90s, so probably send him out on loan next year. Alex Kiwomya, again, we'll probably try and send him out on loan or sell him on. He's not going to have as much first-team football or any first-team football really than anybody else. Juan Cuadrado, I don't know what to do with. Really don't know what to do with Juan Cuadrado, whether to keep him or whether to sell him on. I have no idea. We may keep him just for now to see how he gets on. Give him a go in the pre-season invitational tournament, perhaps. Cesc Fabregas was brilliant this year. 3 goals, 1 assist, although he's heavily involved in everything that went on. You know, transferring stuff from the midfield to the front midfielders, and then obviously the striker as well. £30 million is what he's valued at right now, and very much worth that valuation as well. Paul Pogba is valued at 43. We paid 56. He scored 13 goals and got 8 assists for us this year. I played him at Cam, obviously, rather than CDM, and he flourished this season. I was delighted with Paul Pogba. It's a shame he hasn't grown much at all on an individual stat basis, but he is up to 87 overall at least. Charlie Colkett will go out on loan this year or next year, if not be sold on. Ruben Loftus-Cheek will probably continue to be involved in the first team picture. He played very well for us this year, and I'm hoping to continue his growth in the next season. Nathaniel Chaloba again will be involved in the first team. Obviously, we brought him back to the club when he was glitched and out at Napoli permanently. Marco van Ginkel, probably going to sell him on. We've got Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Nathaniel Chaloba. I'm probably not going to use him, to be completely honest, although he does look like a really good all-round player. I will perhaps maybe even get your guys' thoughts on that particular signing. John Swift is going to be leaving us. His contract expires at the end of the season. Not keen on keeping him on. Eden Hazard had 12 goals and 2 assists in all competitions this year, which is rather underwhelming, but still was my highest BPL score at least, so congratulations, Eden, for that. No growth from him barely at all, though, this season, despite playing 37 games. Don't know why. Don't know why Eden Hazard hasn't grown at all, but maybe we can get more out of him next season. Time will tell. Victor Moses will be sold on. Not looking to keep him at the club. If we are going to keep a wide player, then it will definitely be Juan Cuadrado. Lucas Piazzon, I'm probably going to send him out on loan again, to be completely honest. I don't see him getting into my first team picture right now with obviously the flourishing football of Bertrand Traoré and Kennedy this season. Oscar is in bad form apparently, although he's played quite well for us this season as well. It's 5 goals, 4 assists in 37 appearances. A little bit of growth on an individual stat basis, but nothing overall. Still, though, fantastic player, and he feels stronger than 36 as well, to be fair. Marco Marine, I think this is a 2-year loan spell at Trabzonspor. I might be mistaken. If it isn't, and he comes back to us, then he'll get sold on, because I'm not going to be using him. Nathan will get sent out on loan again, probably, although I may keep him at the club for a little bit, till perhaps January, give him a little bit of first-team football and see how he gets on, because on the ball, he looks like he's going to be a very, very good player, and I do want to try him out at the very least. Casey Palmer will get loaned out again or sold. Charlie Musonda will get loaned out again or sold. Izzy Brown we brought back to the club. He's been growing quite nicely actually since we brought him back, so I may keep him on and or maybe send him out on loan. We might send him out on loan and keep Juan Cuadrado in the first team picture, to be completely honest. Again, similar situation with Mo Salah as it is with Juan Cuadrado. No idea what to do with him. Don't know whether to sell him on or to keep him at the club. I just have no idea what to do with players like that are clearly good enough, but we already have decent youngsters coming through. Like I say, Bertrand Traoré and Kennedy, etc. Diego Costa scored 13 goals in 7 goals and got 7 assists in all competitions this year. I think he's my top goal scorer with 13. Diego Costa growing +1 overall, although not really growing too much on an individual stat basis. Bertrand Traoré got 5 goals, 4 of which came in the Capital One Cup. Of course, he did get a hat-trick in that competition. Up 3 this year as well, hoping for more growth from him next season. He looks like he's going to continue to be a very good player. Loic Remy got 8 goals in 22 games and 2 assists. Going to be selling Loic Remy on, I think, this season. We did mention that we were planning on doing so, and I think I'm definitely going to do that to move him on, and then maybe we'll look to bring in another striker. I am yet undecided whether to do that, or maybe give Kennedy and Bertrand Traoré a go at out and out striker rather than playing in the forward midfield 3. Dominic Solanke, though, came back, scored 1 on his debut in the FA Cup and then didn't really do much else. He will probably get loaned out, but it's nice to have these players back so I can loan them out and then get them back again for Season 3 so they can get some first-team football. Kennedy has grown fantastically well this season. They're up to 76 overall. 3 goals and 3 assists for him this year, but hopefully he will have a very bright future at Chelsea Football Club in this series and in real life. Patrick Bamford will probably go back out on loan again, to be completely honest. We have plenty of other options at striker, although I may give him a go in pre-season and see how he gets on. And obviously Falcao's loan spell will end. 2 goals, 2 assists for him in 13 games. He was, again, underwhelming and not really too fussed about losing him. And Pedro is a great rotation player. I've been really pleased with Pedro. He's happy at the club. I'm happy with his contribution, so Pedro will be staying as well. Christian Atsu will go back out on loan probably, although I may give him again a go in the first team picture during pre-season. We have so many players at the club right now that I don't know what to do when it comes to making a transfer targets video for tomorrow. So as of yet, I'm unsure what's going to happen this season, but our squad is full. 52 of 52 players at the club. So we are going to have to move people on before we can bring people in if we want to bring people in. But for now, that's going to bring today's episode to a close. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Let me know all of your feedback in the comment section down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check the channel page for anything you may have missed. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and Twitch. Links are in the description down below. And I'll see you next time.